This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of MSPN Digital Television and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of MSPN Digital Television.
For the pregame show on MSPN Digital Television.
The losers bracket, Mandan on top, post 2 for their second win of the tournament, and then post 400 knocked off the Keybirds into the losers bracket, as well as West Fargo beating Minot. In Wednesday's action, in the morning, it was Bismarck over Grand Forks to send Grand Forks home, and then Jamestown was eliminated by Minot. That set up the into Friday's action, and then post 400 defeating West Fargo to advance them into Friday's game against Mandan for a chance to go to the championship game. In the losers bracket this morning, it was Bismarck eliminating the Keybirds in the 10 o'clock game. In the 1 o'clock game, post 2 defeated Minot, and then the first game of the evening session coming in at 4:30 saw West Fargo knock off Bismarck and send them home for the tournament, and we're just a few moments away before getting started with this final game of the day, and it is going to be the Minot Vistas taking on the Dickinson Rough Riders. So tomorrow's matchup starting at noon will be against Fargo Post 400 and Mandan. Winner of that will get to the championship game. Awaiting in now coming up into Minot plays Dickinson here with Bismarck just losing to West Fargo. West Fargo advances to the 3 o'clock game. We'll take on the winner of this one, and the winner of Dickinson or Minot versus West Fargo will take on the loser of Mandan and Fargo Post 400, with a championship game slated at noon on Saturday. And then the potential prove-it game, if the team from the losers bracket comes around and wins, will take place directly after at 2:30. All of it happening on 660 Keys News Radio and can be found right here at Offutt Stadium. So we're going to kick it back. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout, so waiting for the officials to make an appearance. When we come back, we'll see where we're at and how long we have to go before we get underway. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
And number 14, Hiram Maple. Taking off for Minot, 20 shortstop, number 6, Trey Stewart. Batting second, Terry Tipsy, number 3, Kellen Burke. At second base, batting third, is number 8, Brody Mueller. Batting fourth, in the pitching is number 18, Braden Nelson. Playing first base, batting fifth, number 16, Carson Deaver.
Mike, we're back here for state tournament baseball action for American Legion on 660 Keys News Radio. It is now time. And the starting lineup here for both teams will be starting off with the first team on the scoreboard, the visiting team in the Minot Vistas, and their batting lineup. It will be Trey Stewart, Kellen Burke, and Brody Mueller, 1, 2, 3 through the lineup. Then Braden Nelson, Carson Deaver, and Oliver Deschamps, 4, 5, 6. Followed up by Drew Jordan, Mason Stewart, and Tegan Schindler, 7, 8, 9. Looking at the position players for Dickinson and the Rough Riders. As coming out first will be shortstop number 5, going through the position players on the hill will be Emerson Simino for his appearance on the hill. Malachi Medina will be behind home plate. At first base, number 9, Tyler Danbaum. Over at second, number 12, Camden Kubas. At third base is going to be number 10, Brady Hecker. And in the hole at short, number 5, Jack Price. In the outfield, in left is number 2, Jake Balliot. Straightaway center is Nick Soblik, and in right field is Christian Tibor. Designated hitting for Simonu is Kyler Cutternup for the Rough Riders. He'll be batting third in the lineup, coming after Price and Balliot due up in the bottom half of inning number 1. The final couple announcements have been made here for the starting lineups, and that has been it for the Grundall Recreation starting lineups. Call Larry Grundall and Grundall Recreation at 701-770-7897 to schedule your playground improvement project today. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout while we have the American Legion Code of Conduct being read to the players and fans in attendance. We'll be back in 1 minute.
American Legion Department Commander from Ray, North Dakota, to recite the American Legion Baseball Code of Sportsmanship. Keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under victory, keep a sound soul, clean mind, and a healthy body. Have a good game, guys. Let's play baseball. Umpire for this evening's game. At first base is Reggie Jackson. At third base is Nick Kura. And behind the plate is Mr. Andrew Fisher.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Dickinson looking to advance into Friday's action to try and make a late run to get to the state championship game, and a match that all the teams that are not post 400 hope that they come up against post 400 in the championship games, meaning that regardless of the result, with the host team automatically qualifying, that they'll, by rights of getting into the championship game, will get there as well. And should post 400 fail to make the championship game or win the state tournament, then it would still be them getting a berth, and only the champion and not the runner-up would be into Fargo next week for the regional tournament. On the hill, Simonu now pitching to Trey Stewart. First pitch to the lefty in there for a called strike number one. No balls and one strike on Stewart. He'll dig back into the left-handed side of the batter's box. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and foul tip back into the glove for strike number two. No balls and two strikes. Malachi Medina behind home plate for Dickinson. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. A slider that stays outside to the lefty for ball number one. One ball and two strikes. Stewart for Minot looking to see if he off with a base knock. There's going to be one that's going to be fought off up the middle. Coming over and making the play at first base is going to be Jack Price for Dickinson. And Price now look to see he has some heavy taping on his right throwing wrist. So I have to see if that comes into play here for this Rough Riders. As now that'll bring up to bat the catcher number 3, Kellen Burke. First pitch Burke sees, goes upstairs for ball number one. He'll dig back in as Simino looks to get quickly out of this top half of the first to get his guys up to bat. Here comes the next offering to Burke. That one also misses upstairs for ball number two. 2 balls and no strikes, no one on and one away in the top half of the first inning. Simino again back up on the hill, back to the full windup. Here comes the 2-0. Burke will take that one off the inner half for strike number one. So now it'll be 2 balls and a strike on Burke. Even the scoreboard had 3-0 on there early. Next pitch, that one's going to be driven deep into right field. Going back is the right fielder in T-Bourne. Over his head, not going to be able to get it. It'll rattle off the wall. Burke holds up at second base with a stand-up double. Very well hit ball deep into right field for Kellen Burke. And now he puts himself in scoring position to take the lead here in this loser-out contest. That brings up to bat the second baseman, number 8, Brody Mueller. Mueller will take a couple of cuts before he steps into the left-handed side. Now it's go-ahead run here in the top of the first, standing on second base in Kellen Burke. As back in again for the first time here in the game is Mueller. Simonu comes set, takes the first pitch on the outer half. Strike number one called, as that'll be stepping back in Mueller, looking to see if he can't push in the first run of the game. Minot with the next pitch. That one misses off the outer corner for ball number 1. Just curved around the outside, as that'll even up the count at 1 apiece. 1 ball and 1 strike. Minot again back on the hill. Hill comes set. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Going to be a line drive. That'll get through into right field. Here comes Burke around third. Throw is going to be relayed in from Tibor. Not in time. And the Vistas take the lead over to Dickinson. 1-0 with their second hit of the inning. And that will now bring up to bat pitcher number 18, Braden Nelson, for his first at-bat of the game. Nelson coming in as the 4-hole hitter for the Vistas. He'll be followed up by Carson Deaver, who's in the on-deck circle. Mueller now over at first after the RBI single. Stepping in is Nelson. Minot comes set on the hill. Here comes the first pitch. Nelson takes that one across the plate at the belt for strike number 1. No ball and 1 strike. We'll see if Mueller looks to swipe second here with a runner on first and 1 away. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That'll be a swing and miss for Nelson. Mueller held up where he's at, and the count is now evened up at 1 apiece. 1 ball and 1 strike. Minot looking to see if they can put a crooked number on the board here in the first. Dickinson looking to get out without any more damage being dealt. Here comes the 0-2. Just catches that outside corner, says the home plate umpire, for a called strike 3. Nelson heads back to the dugout shaking his head, as that'll bring up to bat the first baseman, number 16, Carson Deaver. He steps into the right-handed side with a runner on first and 2 away. Mueller waiting for Minot to get set on the hill before extending his lead. Short lead off the bag over at first. First pitch slider gets in there for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strikes. Deaver back in looking for the next offering. A small lead again by Mueller. Now the 0-1 pitch on the way. Another slider. That one's going to be popped up in the air. Chasing for it is Medina and Dan Baum. And it'll be Dan Baum who will take it in foul territory in front of his own dugout for the 3rd out of the inning. But Minot strikes first in the top of the first. They get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After the top half of the first inning is in the books, it is 1-0. Minot will be back for the bottom of the first in 1 minute.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
Mike Gooder back here for American Legion State Tournament action on 660 Keys News Radio. On the hill for Minot for the first time in the game is starting pitcher number 18, Braden Nelson. He'll be caught by number 3, Kellen Burke behind the plate. Over at first, number 16, Carson Deaver. Up at second base, number 8, Brody Mueller. And at the hot corner at third is number 5, Tegan Schindler. In the hole at short for the Vistas is number 6, Trey Stewart. Looking at the outfield, over in left, number 11, Oliver Deschamps. In straightaway center, number 1, Mason Stewart. And in right field, number 15, Drew Jordan. Batting lineup coming up for Dickinson here in the bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Jack Price, Jake Balliot, and Kyler Cutternow for the Rough Riders. Cutternow DHing here in this one, as he's been banged up, has had a knee and rib issue as of late. First pitch in from Nelson will miss inside on Price. He'll go up in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Nelson, a tall right-handed pitcher, will kick and deliver the 1-0. That one a little further inside on Price, forcing him to scoot back in the box. That'll make the count now 2-0. Nelson looking to find the zone for the first time. He'll come set again. Now the 2-0 pitch. That one gets just below the zone for ball number 3. It looked to be a good location across the plate. Just missed under the knees of Price. 3 balls and no strikes. Next pitch on the way. That one is up and in for ball number 4. And Jack Price, the leadoff batter through the lineup for Dickinson, will draw the walk. That'll bring up to bat the left fielder, number 2, Jake Balliet, for his next at-bat, or first at-bat of the game, next at-bat of the tournament. Price with a lead off the bag over at first. Coming set again is going to be Nelson. He'll slide step, deliver, first pitch up and away for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Nelson now 5 straight to start the game, not hitting the zone. He'll look to see if he can't find it here before he faces a jam. Take his deep breath on the hill and likes the sign he sees. He'll come set. The 1-0 pitch on the way after a lengthy hold on the hill. That one off the outside corner for strike number 2. 6 in a row now. Balliet will get back in ahead in the count. He likely has the red light, forcing Nelson to try and find the zone. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one misses away, and it's 7 in a row now for Nelson. If he should walk Balliet here, it would likely mean we'd have a first inning mound visit after walking the first 2 batters on 8 straight pitches. Or no, excuse me, one of those is called a strike that I didn't see, so now it's a 2-1. That one misses away, so now it's a 3-1. So only one of his first 8 pitches have found the zone, as he's now looking to battle back down from 3-1 against the 2-hole hitter here for Dickinson. Nelson kicks and fires again. That one's going to be fouled off, and now it goes to 3-2. And his big opportunity for Nelson to get the first out of the inning here. And look to find a groove to get it going here against Dickinson in loser-out action. Balliet again comes into the left-handed side of the box. Over on first is Price. Now it's going to be a timeout called at the plate, as Nelson will reset, step off the rubber, and now get back on. Tying run on first base for Dickinson. Full count with no one away here in the bottom of the first. Here comes the payoff pitch to Balliet. Check swing. There's going to be a peel down the line to the slot, and anyone want to make a call? And no one will pick up the appeal, and that will be ball number 4 to put runners on first and second. Stepping up into the right-hand side of the batter's box. It'll be designated hitter number 3, Kyler Cutternuff, for the Rough Riders. Coming set on the hill again is Nelson. 2 on and no one away. First pitch, that one a fastball, gets into the zone for strike number 1. See if Nelson now can calm down and punch some strikes in there against Dickinson. He'll pick up the next sign from Burke behind the plate and get ready to go again. Here comes the 0-1 offering. That one's going to be lifted up over into left field. Deschamps is going to be there, casually jog in to make the catch for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up to bat now the third baseman, number 10, Brady Hecker. Hecker batting in the 4-hole here for Dickinson. He'll have runners on first and second. He can drive in a run with a base knock to tie this up at 1-1 here in the bottom half of the first. After Nelson on the hill walked the first 2 batters of the game, he's now looking to get out of the jam. Here comes the first pitch to Hecker. Now it's going to be hit hard and deep into left field. Going back is Deschamps into the corner, now to foul territory. And he pulled up just before going full extension, as he knew the fence was coming in on him. I don't think he would have been able to get there anyways, but a good effort nonetheless by Deschamps out in left. And that'll make the count 0-1 on Hecker, who hit that one pretty well, and he'll step back into the right-handed side. DeChamp back in his spot in left. Nelson. Now we'll look back in ahead in the count 0-1, looking to see if he can keep the barrel of the bat away from his next offering. And that one will be sent sailing down the third baseline. Foul. So Hecker missed out on a couple extra base hits by just being out in front of it. They'll now dig back in behind in the count 0-2. Nelson now looking to see if he can't sneak one by and not hang something for Hecker to try and drive. Hecker, the 4-hole hitter, looking to put a punishing on one. Next pitch, swung on and missed upstairs the fastball for strike number 3, second out of the inning. And now the Vistas 1 out away from getting out of the jam. 2 on and 2 away. Next up is first baseman number 9, Tyler Danbaum. Another righty for Dickinson will step in. Getting the lead off on first is Jake Balliet. Up on first base is Jack Price. They reach after back-to-back walks to start off this bottom of the first inning. First pitch in there to Danbaum. Catches the top half of the zone with the off-speed pitch for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike, as now it'll be Nelson looking in again. Feeling a bit of momentum, looking to get the third out of the inning. Danbaum looking to drive in at least 1 here with 2 away. As Nelson again kicks and fires, that one's going to be sent into left field. Ranging over is DeChamp. He's going to make the catch for the third out of the inning. And the Vistas get out of it. They give up no runs on no hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. After 1 complete, it is a 1-0 Minot lead. We'll be back for the top half of the second inning in 1 minute.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Mike, go back here for American Legion State Tournament action from Ardianovich Stadium in Williston. And it is the Vistas up to bat here in the top half of the second inning. They hold on to 1-0 lead. Minot with the first pitch to Oliver DeChamp. Catches the outside of the zone for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Minot again back on the hill. DeChamp looking to pick things back up for the Vistas. Next pitch is going to be fouled off. That'll hit off around at his ankles and put DeChamp down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. DeChamp back in, takes a couple of cuts and gets ready to go. Here comes the next offering from Minot on the way. Misses upstairs for ball number 1. But in with a nice raise to field that one behind home plate. Coming up for Minot as DeChamp is going to launch one into deep right field. Tibor going back for it, and he's going to be able to reel it in for the first out of the inning. Coming up after DeChamp is going to be Drew Jordan and Mason Stewart. 6, 7, 8 for the Vistas here in this top half of the second inning. Very well hit ball by DeChamp. Tibor with just a good jump on that one, able to go out and get it in right field. As that will now bring up to bat number 15, right fielder Drew Jordan. Another lefty for the Vistas will shoot one up to second base. There's Kubas who fields it and fires over to first in time to Danbaum for out number 2. And that will bring up to bat the center fielder number 1, Mason Stewart.
Brings up center fielder number 1, Mason Stewart.
Stewart, who had a huge game for Minot both earlier in the day. And he's looking to have another good one here as well. He'll step back into the right-handed side as he gets ready to go, hitting in the 9-hole. Here comes the first pitch to Stewart. That one gets the ceiling of the strike zone for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Simonu on the hill looking to go. A quick 1-2-3 inning here against the Vistas. Here comes the next pitch. That one is an off-speed pitch. Stays upstairs for ball number 1 to even up the count at 1 apiece. 1 ball and 1 strike. Simonu now with the 1-1 pitch, and Stewart has a jackknife out of the way of that one. Fastball ran inside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strikes, no one on and 2 away. Mason Stewart looking to deliver here for the Vistas with 2 outs. Here comes the 2-1, and a nice slider gets across into the zone for strike number 2. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stepping back on top of the hill is going to be Simonu. He'll looking for 1 more strike. Here comes the next pitch to Stewart. Down in the dirt it's going to go, but it is going to be fielded cleanly by Medina. He says he hops it up and says, hey, I caught it clean. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on after 1.5 complete. It is Minot 1, Dickinson nothing. We'll be back for the bottom of the 2nd in 1 minute.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Mike Gooder back here for American Legion State baseball action on 660 Keys News Radio. Back out of the hill for Minot is number 18, Braden Nelson, in his 2nd inning of work. And coming up to bat for Dickinson is going to be Tibor Sobolik and Medina. They'll be coming up 6, 7, 8 through the lineup. Tibor fouls the first pitch off and out of play for strike number 1. He'll go down in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Again, getting set to go on the hill is Nelson. He'll kick and deliver the next offering. And that one will miss down low for ball number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, as now we see members of the Mandan Chiefs here in attendance. They want to take in the action in the nightcap of this one. Coming set again. Here comes Nelson. The next pitch runs inside for ball number 2. As Tibor gets ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Again on the hill is Nelson. Looking to battle back from behind here. Another pitch up and in for ball number 3. Nelson walked the first 2 batters of the inning in the bottom of the 1st. Looking to avoid a similar situation here in the bottom of the 2nd. He'll come set again and deliver the 3-1. That one catches for strike number 2. And Nelson able to work it back to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He'll again back to Tibor. Right up on top of the plate in the right-hand side. Next pitch, 3-2, fouled off, and we'll have another one. As Medina will race over to get that as it kicked off the backstop and in front of the Dickinson dugout. Back on top of the hill again is Nelson, looking in to pick up the sign from Burke. He comes set. The next payoff pitch is going to be driven into right center field. Chasing over it and making a leaping catch over in right is Drew Jordan for the first out of the inning. He got a little bit of an extra jump on that, had to jump up and grab it behind him for out number 1. A fantastic play by Jordan, as that will now bring up to bat the center fielder number 7, Nick Sobolik, for his next at-bat of the game. Soblik will dig into the right-handed side as Nelson fires the first one in there for strike number one. No balls and one strike. Soblik looking for a big one-out knock to try to get Dickinson even with Minot. They trail 1-0 here in this bottom half of inning number two. Next pitch, fastball that slides past the zone for strike number one. Misses off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nelson, quick pitch coming in there just underneath the knees for ball number two, as Nelson now up to 27 pitches in his outing. 27 pitches in his outing. Gets ready to go for number 28. That one swung on and missed for strike number two. And another deep count as the Vistas looking to see if they can get a second out and get out of this second straight inning, putting a 0 on the board. Now the 2-2 pitch, chased in the dirt, fielded cleanly by Burke, and that'll be the second out of the inning. And that will bring up to bat after Soblik. It will be catcher number 11, Malachi Medina, for his first at-bat of the game. Medina, the 8-hole batter for Dickinson. Camden Kubas due up next. Medina steps in and looks to get ready to go. Braden Nelson, starting pitcher for the Vistas, comes set on the hill and delivers the first pitch. That'll be chopped foul, back over towards the Minot dugout for strike number one. Nelson getting ahead in the count, looking to see if he can finish out and get a 1-2-3 bottom of the second inning. He'll shake yes at the first sign he gets from Burke and comes set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Medina. Now it'll be downstairs for ball number one. Evening up the count, 1 apiece, 1 ball and 1 strike. Winner go home action here all day this Thursday of state baseball here for Double-A American Legion play, as the next pitch is going to be fouled right off of home plate. It'll jump over the top of everyone to the backstop, and that'll make it now a 1-2 count. We'll have 3 more games coming up tomorrow at noon, 3 and 6, all Central Time. And then on Saturday, a noon championship game and potentially a 2:30 prove-it game should the team from the losers bracket win the first one. Here comes the 1-2. That one's going to be fouled off again by Medina, and will keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Medina again will wait to step back in, as that one looks like it took a piece of Burke as it fouled off of him. Well, I didn't see that it hit Burke, but he is trying to stretch out his left leg there. And now we're looking like we're ready to go. Burke is all set back behind home plate. Tough kid. And now it's a 1-2 pitch coming in, and that's going to be chopped down to third base. Fielded cleanly, fired across. High throw, but able to keep his foot on the bag is Deaver. Throw over from Schindler, a little bit offline, but Deaver able to reel it in. And that will be no runs on no hits, no errors, none left on after 2 complete. It is a 1-0 Minot lead heading towards the bottom half of, or excuse me, the top half of the third. 1-0. We'll be back for that in 1 minute.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Mike, we're back here for American Legion tournament action on 660 Keys News Radio. It is the Minot Vistas on top of the Dickinson Rough Riders 1-0 here, starting off in the top of the third inning. Vistas looking to see if they can extend out their 1-0 lead. Back on the hill for the Vistas is going to be number 14, Emerson Simino. He'll be up against Tegan Schindler, the number 9 batter, 9-1-2 to start the inning. First pitch into Schindler. Catches at the knees for strike number 1. Back to the full windup. Here comes Simino with the 0-1 pitch. That one lifted out of play down the third base line for strike number 2. As Schindler falls behind early in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Back on top of the hill again. Simino now looking for the punch out. Here comes the 0-2 to Schindler. That one's going to be chopped down the first baseline. It'll be fielded cleanly over by Danbaum, and he'll race and beat Schindler to the bag for the first out of the inning. No one on and one away now. Due up next is the shortstop, number 6, Trey Stewart, for his second at-bat of the game. Stewart steps into the batter's box, over 1 so far. He retired in the first at-bat of the game. As now Simino looks to see if he can't do it for a second straight time. Here comes the 0-0 pitch. Misses with the off-speed upstairs for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Back on top of the hill again goes Simino. The 1-0 offering. That one also upstairs for ball number 2. 2 balls and no strikes. No one on and 1 away. Stewart back in now with Kellenberg in the on-deck circle. 2-1 pitch. Just misses in here from Simino as now he finds himself down in a 3-0 hole. We'll see if Stewart has the red light here on this one, or if he is given the chance to swing away. Next pitch misses. Ooh, that one called strike number 1. And close to that inside corner once again. Now it's a hitter's count for Stewart. Looking to see if he can't win the battle. Here comes the 3-1. That one's going to be pushed up to second base. Kubas is going to field it over to first in time for the second out of the inning. 1-2 is away here in the top of the third inning. That'll bring up to bat the catcher, number 3, Kellen Burke. Burke will step into the right-hand side of the batter's box. 1 for 1 with a run scored so far in the game. First pitch to Burke. He'll take that one away for ball number 1. Burke with a double in his first at-bat. Outfielders in the corners especially are pushed way back as the 1-0 is now going to be over the head of Burke and to the backstop. So he had a duck down out of the way of that one, and that'll make it 2-0. As Simino now looks to reel in his aim as he comes set on the hill. The 2-0 to Kellen Burke on the way. That one just misses off the inner half with the breaking ball. 3 balls and no strikes. Burke now looking to take one on 3-0. The full windup from Simino and the pitch. That one misses wide for ball number 4, and Burke will walk on 4 straight pitches to put a runner on first and 2 away. That'll bring up to bat second baseman number 8, Brody Mueller. Mueller with an RBI single in the first inning to drive in Burke, who is now at first base. We'll see if Burke gets off to the races here early and check on the arm from behind home plate by Medina. As coming set is Simino for his first pitch against Mueller in the at-bat. That one misses inside and downstairs for ball number 1. Burke will work his way back onto the bag at first, now off, getting a decent lead. We may see a pickoff move or 2 here from Simino as he'll come set again. Now a slide step as a curveball missing outside for ball number 2. That will look like it slipped out of Simino's hands, and now it's going to be Medina coming to the hill to have a talk with his pitcher to make sure they're on the same page. Top half of inning number 3 with Minot up 1-0 over Dickinson. Runner on first and 2 away. 2-0 count to Brody Mueller, the 3-hole hitter for the Minot Vistas. And now the meeting between Simino and Medina is in the books. So we are ready to go again. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on first and 2 away. Coming set is Simino. Here comes the next pitch to Mueller. That one's going to be lifted up and out of play for strike number 1. Mueller still ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Vistas looking for some more production out of their 2-3-4. Braden Nelson, the pitcher, number 18, in the on-deck circle. Has now a short lead off by Burke, and he's going to take off. There comes a throw down to second base, and Burke with an awkward slide, kind of stumbled into the bag, half sliding, half falling. Gets safe in there for a stolen base. Now that puts a runner in scoring position for the Vistas with 2 away, 2-2 count as that last pitch missed for ball number 2. Burke now looking to be driven in by a base knock here from the lefty Mueller. Big hole in left center. Up and away for ball number 3. That one over the head of Mueller, as he has one of those those cheek flaps on his helmet that goes way along from the ear down to your cheek. As he'll dig back in and get set, ready to go. 3-2 count, payoff pitch on the way. That one misses upstairs for ball number 4, and that'll put a runner on first base along with Kellen Burke, who's already standing at second. For the cleanup batter, pitcher number 18, Braden Nelson. But before we get to Nelson's at bat, it is going to be time for a Cape Air mound visit. Time for a quick chat on the mound. Just like Cape Air's quick flights, visit cheapair.com. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball in Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Michael, we're back here for State Legion Baseball. First pitch into Braden Nelson, runs upstairs for ball number 1. Going in from Emerson Simino, who's into his 3rd inning of work. 45 pitches now offered here in his 2 2/3 innings of service. Both pitchers have had little high pitch counts early. Next pitch is going to be fouled back to the backstop netting for strike number 1 to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Back in again, Nelson, pitcher versus pitcher here in this at-bat. Lead off on first base by Mueller, up at second by Burke. As Simonu comes set, here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be pushed out of play down the first baseline. And Simeano now will be back up on the hill for his next pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He'll get set again. Next pitch on the way to Nelson. Chased for strike number 3, and that'll get Dickinson out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on after now 2.5 complete. It is still a 1-0 Minot lead. They're looking to keep it there when they came back out to the field in 1 minute.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
I don't grill it for you.
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
For the Vistas, he's getting ready to go for his 3rd inning of work. 34 pitches have got him through 2 complete. He started off by walking the first 2 batters of the game and has since then rounded into form. And looking to get sharper here in the 3rd inning yet, as coming up will be Camden Kumas, followed up by Jack Price and Jake Balliet for the Rough Riders. This is looking to preserve their one-run lead. Coming set is going to be Mueller. Here comes the first pitch. Misses down and away on the fastball, as Nelson will fall behind in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Again on the hill. Next pitch is on the way. That one swung on and missed off the outer half of the plate for strike number 1. Evening up the count at 1 apiece. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking back to get on the pump. Nelson again, seeing that he can't deliver a good one. Chopped down the line, and that was going to be caught just foul down the third base line by Schindler after a hard hop. He thought he got that in fair territory, but it was just down the line. But that will still make it 1 ball and 2 strikes, with Kubas stepping back into the right-handed side. Now the 1-2 coming in from Nelson. That will be fouled back into the netting behind home plate, and that'll keep the count at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one on, no one away here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Next pitch on the way. That one just misses with the fastball downstairs for ball number 2 to even up the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A few members of the Keybirds, see they popped up here for the game after being eliminated earlier this morning. Good to see them stick around and take in the tournament, as now the 2-2 pitch is going. Swung on and missed. Kubas strikes out for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up to bat the leadoff batter through the lineup in shortstop number 5, Jack Bryce. Bryce over 0 so far in the game. He walked in his first appearance, and he was left stranded on third base when the inning came to an end. As Nelson now first pitch to Price. He's going to shoot it over to Stewart at short. Fires across to Deaver in time for the second out of the inning. Quick out number 2 here for Nelson, as he's looking for his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Now stepping in is left fielder number 2, Jake Balliet. Balliet will step back in for his second at bat. Also, he is 0 for 0 in the game. He walked in his first at bat. As the first pitch is on the way from Nelson, that one will catch the outside corner for strike number 1. Good first pitch offering to just bite the very edge of the zone for a strike. He'll come ahead again on the hill for the next pitch, and that's a fastball that misses away for ball number 1. To even up the count at 1 apiece. 1 ball and 1 strike. Elliott looking to keep this inning going. Nelson looking to get his guys up to bat in the top of the 4th. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Misses away with an off-speed pitch for ball number 2. Elliott watching those as they're not very far off the plate. He's still able to hold up and take the ball in the count. Now the 2-1 pitch. That one is just going to be off the outside corner as well for ball number 3. Nelson not getting squeezed by any means at the plate here in this one. He's just barely missing off the outside corners. As now the 3-1 offering is on the way. Next pitch, that one will catch down the middle with the fastball for strike number 2. Works the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no one on, and 2 away. Balliet again will look back in as Nelson comes set. Here comes the payoff pitch. Misses away for ball number 4, and that'll put a runner on first with 2 away here in the bottom half of the 3rd. And again, the tying run comes on to the base paths for the Rough Riders.
And for Dickinson designated hitter number 3, Tyler Kudernoff.
So it'll be Cutter coming up next for Dickinson. He steps into the right-handed side, runner on first and 2 away. First pitch, he's going to chop it foul back off of his foot, and it'll end up behind home plate. That'll work the count, no balls and 1 strikes. Gooderno will step back in and get ready to go. Runner on first in Balliet, who drew the full count walk. And now Nelson gets ready for the next pitch. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. And that now puts Dickinson down to their final strike of the inning. Nelson looking to see if he can deliver it right here to get his guys back up to bat in the top of the 4th. He'll shake off Burke a couple of times, finds one he likes, and comes set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way. Sharper back up the middle. It's going to be fielded at second by Mueller. He'll touch second himself, and that'll be the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, one runner left on base. After the end of 3 complete, it is a 1-0 Minot lead, back for the top of the 4th in 1 minute.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
American Legion State Baseball action. Carson Deaver coming up to the plate, and he'll take the first offering downstairs for ball number 1. Simeano now back up on the hill for his 4th inning of work. He'll kick and deliver the next one. That'll be swung on and missed for strike number 1, evening up the count at 1 apiece, 1 ball and 1 strike. Deaver will dig back in. He's 0 for 1 so far in the game. He had a very well hit ball in his first at-bat. Next pitch is going to be in there for strike number 1. Deaver was frozen at the plate, couldn't decide what he wanted to do. You could see the thought process going with that pitch from Simeano, slowly curving into the zone. As now the 1-2 pitch is on the way. That one is going to be rocketed into center field at Soblik. He's going back. It'll make the catch, running towards the warning track for the first out of the inning. Another one that was sent into the outfield with a charge by Deaver. Now bring up to bat the left fielder, number 11, Oliver Deschamps, who will step into the left-handed side of the box. Deschamps now looking to see if he can kick things back off for Minot in this top half of the 4th inning. Deschamps also over 1 so far in the game, as just 2 hits recorded for the Vistas, 1 by Burke and 1 by Mueller, as that first offering in there from Simeano will go away. For ball number 1, here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one is going to be sent out of play, back over the top of the Vistas dugout for strike number 1, and with the loud crunch that accompanied it, I can only imagine whose vehicle that one either got the hood or the window of. And now here comes the full windup again from Simeano. Next pitch, that one just misses upstairs for ball number 2. Looked to be a good offering. Deschamps again looking now to battle ahead in the count, 2-1. Here comes the next pitch on the way. That one's going to be sent into center field. It'll be playable by Soblik again in center. He'll come over and make the catch for the second out of the inning. So Deschamps just got underneath that one a little bit, lifting it up into left center field. As that will now bring up to bat right fielder number 15, Drew Jordan, for the first time. Jordan steps in 0 for 1 in the game, the 8-hole hitter. Up next is center fielder number 1, Mason Stewart, the 9th batter. There's going to be a line drive into center field. That'll be one hopped right to Soblik. He's had the first 3 hit balls of the inning come right at him. This one, just a line drive that would able to sneak down for a hit. Now it will be up to Stewart, the center fielder number 1, to step into the right-handed side to see if he can't keep this inning going, with the shortstop number 6, Trey Stewart, due up next. Stewart steps in looking for his first hit of the game as well, as Simeano throws the first pickoff move over to Dan Palm. Dan Palm has to come out of his crouch. It looks like he's nearly sitting on the bag when he's holding a runner on, but it does give him an easy avenue to swipe down to first base. First pitch on the way, misses up and out for ball number 1 to Stewart. Over on first base, Jordan now getting a walking lead off the bag. About 7 feet off, and he holds up. Simeano now comes set on the bump. The 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be driven into center field. Coming in hard is going to be Soblik. Diving catch, and he's going to be able to make it for the 3rd out of the inning. All 3 outs recorded in center field by Nick Soblik. No runs, no hits, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base after now 3.5 complete, halfway through this final game of the evening. It's still a 1-0 Minot lead over Dickinson. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning in 1 minute.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
The 2025 AA North Dakota State Legion Championship. And we're in loser-out action here, day 4 of the tournament. The Minot Vistas on top of the Dickinson Rough Riders, 1-0. And that was a first pitch sent up into center field by Brady Henker for the first out of the inning. So he took the first offering from Braden Nelson, sent it into center field. That was picked up by Stewart. Make the catch for out number 1. In the inning was 4-5-6 due up. Hecker, Danbaum, and Tibor. That'll be Danbaum up to bat with Tibor in the on-deck circle. First pitch, that's going to be a high chopper. That'll just be trickle foul. And that one jumped up in the air a good 45 feet. And that one is hard to tell unless you're right down the line whether that one was fair or foul. And both umpires agreed that that was foul. And that'll be an 0-1 count now, as Nelson again will come set and gets ready to go. Here comes the next one. That one's up and over the top, and they're going to say that did hit Danbaum, and he'll get a trip down to first base. As Tyler Danbaum next makes his way now down to first. Must have just clipped him when he bent over to get out of the way of that one. May have clipped him in the shoulder blade. Didn't get much of him. As that will now bring up to bat
for Dickinson, right fielder number 1, Christian Tibor.
the right fielder number 1, Christian Tibor, his next at-bat in the game. Danbaum on first. 1 away here in this bottom of the 4th inning. Dickinson looking to see if they can't tie things up at 1 apiece. First pitch in there to Tibor. Catches the bottom of the zone for strike number 1. Wind still pushing in, but about at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Not nearly as hard as it was a few hours ago. As again, Nelson gets set and delivers the 0-1. That one's going to be lined down the first base line and just be fouled by about 6 inches. And the first base coach for Dickinson was looking at his guys, and he held up his finger, says, yeah, I just missed by this much. But Dickinson was thinking that one was very, very close to fair, but the coach said, nope, it was close. We were just unlucky. As coming back to the plate again is going to be Tibor. He now falls down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. He'll step back in again to the right-hand side. As looking over at the runner on first in Danbaum is Nelson, who comes set. Now the 0-2 pitch. And that one's going to hit Tibor, so back-to-back batters being hit by a pitch. And no movement from the Minot coaching staff as of yet. Nelson coming in at 56 pitches. Simeano finished his inning at 59. As now it's Nick Soblik coming up, looking to see if he can do it with his bat after doing it with his glove. He's going to put down a bunt. That's going to be right to Nelson. Only thrower is the first, and he's going to send that one high, and trying to reel it in is going to be Nelson. Or excuse me, it's going to be Deaver over at first. The throw pulled Deaver off the bag, and everyone is safe. And we'll see, and that's going to go in there as an error. So now it's bases loaded and one away. And that will bring up to bat Malachi Medina. He'll have a chance to drive in a couple at least here with a base hit. Stewart in center playing relatively shallower compared to his corner outfielders. As he starts to creep in a little bit further, here comes the first pitch to Medina. That one's going to be lifted out of play down the first base line and hit the top of the concession stand for strike number one. No balls and one strike. Nelson now looking to get out of another jam, facing bases loaded with one away. He'll come set again. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Medina looking to put down a bunt. That one's going to kick foul, and it's going to be touched by Nelson as that outside lip was threatening to push it back in across the foul line. And that'll make the count now 0-2. And now coaches for Dickinson telling their guys, hey, let's keep this lead short off the bases. No need to run ourselves into a second out. As Nelson again will come set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be chopped up to second base. And it'll be shortstop, chance to get the first half the double play. And the second one is going to be not in time. The tying runs comes across and scores. And we now have a 1-1 game, with Dickinson now having runners on the corners and two away, with a chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And we're going to have a Cape Air mound visit, as that was the 59th pitch of the inning by, no, it's not going to be a mound visit. It's going to be the coach for Minot having a conversation with one of the base umpires, the third base umpire. So whatever the communication was, it looks like it ended very quickly, and Minot coach doesn't look like he quite got the explanation he wanted. As now it will be runners on the corners and two-way. I'm not sure if Minot was arguing about interference potentially. As now coming set again is going to be Nelson. Up to the plate is Kubas, the 9-hole hitter. He'll swing on and miss for strike number one. No balls and one strike. Minot now has a little bit of bullpen activity. As again, Nelson gets ready to go. Here comes the 0-1 to Kubas. That one's going to be lifted over into left field, and that is going to be an RBI base hit, with Dickinson now up on top of Minot, 2-1. Coming into this bottom half of the fourth inning. Dickinson now with runners on first and second, with a chance to put a big number on the board if they can continue this two-out rally. Nelson again will take a peek in. He'll come up against now leadoff batter number 5, Jack Price. Price is going to shoot one into right field, and looks like everyone's going to hold up where they're at. Here comes the relay throw, and that'll get in quickly. Price singles to right field on the first pitch that he saw. And one of the Minot coaches up along the railing of his dugout, and now he will come out. We'll see if he's going to make a call to the outfield, or to the bullpen, where Minot has a pitcher warming up, and there's someone heading down there. But for right now, it is going to be a Cape Air mound visit right here on 660 Keys News Radio. Cape Air is covering the distance, whether it's 90 feet or 900 miles. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Mike Gooder back here for American Legion State Tournament action on 660 Keys News Radio. Braden Nelson back on the hill for Minot as they are facing bases loaded and two-way. First pitch into Jake Belliot is going to be fouled off over the Vistas dugout for strike number one. Price on first, Kubas at second, and Medina over at third base. Nelson looking to get out of the bases loaded jam here in the fourth. Delivers the next offering. That one catches the outside corner for strike number two on Belliot. Will step into the at-bat over 0 so far in the game. He digs back into the left-handed side. Nelson again getting ready to go. Belliot has walked his first two plate appearances. Now the 0-2. That one's going to be in the dirt. It's going to five-hole Burke, and here comes Medina in to score, and that'll make it now 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. All four runs for Dickinson coming in this fourth. As now it will be a runner on second and third and two away. And Belliot has a chance now to knock in both of them with a base hit. He'll get ready to go again in the box. Nelson comes set on the hill. Next pitch misses away for ball number two to even the count at 2 apiece. Belliot has watched two straight balls go by after he took or fouled off one and took one for a strike now to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 in scoring position and two-way. Here comes the pitch, a hammered foul ball down the first base line. And that would have been a tough play for Deaver to go get, as now one of the Rough Riders will have to head down the first base line to go pick that one up in foul territory. Back up on the hill again, it is going to be Nelson. 2 pitches away from 70. He'll come set and deliver the 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be launched deep into right field. Coming in is going to be Jordan towards the fence, and he'll make the catch running into the fence for the third out of the inning. But 3 runs come in on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base after the end of 4 complete. It is a 3-1 Dickinson lead. We'll be back for the top of the 5th in 1 minute.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
For the Minot Vistas in the top of the 5th inning, third baseman number 5.
Mike Gruber back here for American Legion State Tournament action on 660 Keys News Radio. Back up to bat, air the Minot Vistas in the top half of inning number 5. Tegan Schindler, the 9-hole batter, up to the plate. He has a 1-0 count coming in. Now the next pitch is going to be on the way. Simianu delivers that one upstairs. Schindler will foul it off back into the netting behind home plate. They even up the count at 1 apiece. Simiano now up to 61 pitches in his outing. He'll kick and fire number 62. That one's going to be driven over into left field. Going over is Belliot, and he'll be able to reel it in for the first out of the inning. Minot has been getting hold of some baseballs, but they've just been shooting them in areas where defenders can catch them. So nothing, not a lot of little dribblers or soft dinks or dunks. It's been all well-hit balls so far. But yet they still just have a trio of hits to show for it. As Simiano now will fire the next pitch in. Off-speed pitch that catches the outside corner for strike number 1. Trey Stewart, the leadoff batter. Number 1 steps in. Next pitch looks like that may have just missed, clipping the inside leg of Stewart. It's back in again now. 1-1 count. Next pitch on the way. That'll miss away for ball number 2. Kellen Burke in the on-deck circle, followed up by Brody Mueller. Again, coming set. Simiano will kick and fire that one. Just dove underneath the zone late for ball number 3. Stewart on top of the count, 3-1. Hitters count. He'll look to see if he can't drive one and get an extra base hit, so the Vistas can try and climb back in it. Here comes a 3-1, and he's going to hammer one down the first base line. Foul for strike number 2, loading the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And as Cameron Wolf heads down the line, he's accosted by a couple of keybirds in good nature. As the payoff pitch is going to come, that's going to be a chopper down the line to Dan Baum. He'll field it and casually stroll over to first base to make the out for out number 2 of the inning. 3 unassisted on the play. That'll bring up to bat the catcher, number 3, Kellen Burke, for his next at-bat of the game. Stewart now moves down to 0 for 3 in this one, as Burke will step up 1 for 1 officially, as he's also walked in his first at-bat of the game. Next pitch from Burke. Now it's going to be a shot over into right field, but it'll be right in the range of Tibor. Another scorcher out to the outfield for the Vistas, as it is going to be a shutdown bottom half, or top half of this 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Now after 4.5 complete, it is a 3-1 Dickinson lead. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 5th inning as Dickinson looks to expand upon it. We'll be back for that in 1 minute.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Mike, we're back here for North Dakota State American Legion Baseball Tournament here on 660 Keys News Radio. Back on the hill for his next inning of work is Braden Nelson for the Vistas. Both pitchers now sitting at 69 pitches. But it is Simiano already in the clubhouse with the complete fifth inning. Nelson still has his 5th to go. As coming up to the plate for Dickinson here in this bottom half of the 5th inning, it is going to be Dakota, Hecker, and Danbum. Up 3-4-5 through the lineup, so a trip through the heart of the order here for Nelson. As he comes set again, here comes the first offering to Connor. That one will catch the outside corner for strike number 1. Looking in again, coming set is Nelson. Next pitch is going to be on the way. The 0-1 is going to be shot up to Stewart at short. Backhands it, fires across, high throw, and that one's going to be get away from Deaver over at first. Second one that has been too tall for Deaver, as that'll be another error in the game. Minot now with 2 in this one as they trail 3-1. Runner on first base and still no one away, as stepping up to the right-handed side of the batter's box is going to be the cleanup hitter, number 5, Brady Hecker. So Hecker now with the runner on first and no one away, awaits the next pitch from Nelson. That one is going to be launched deep into left field, back towards the wall. Hits high off the wall on one bounce, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Hecker. Now instantly with 2 insurance runs in scoring positions, as that will be 2 big hits here for Dickinson as they look to put themselves some breathing room between themselves and Minot. And now there's going to be another, and the first Cape Air pitching change of the game. Cape Air sponsors this pitching change because fresh arms and fresh starts both matter. We'll be back for more AA Legion State Tournament here from Williston in 90 seconds.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Mike, we're back here for American Legion State baseball action on 62 Keys News Radio with that Cape Air pitching change. Also brings to the mound number 14, Hiram Maples, for his first inning of work in relief. He comes in for the starting pitcher, Braden Nelson, who lasted in this game 4 complete innings into his 5th. And looking at his stat line here in this one, 4 complete, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits, striking out 3, walking 3. He is still on the hook for both runners on bases. If they come in to score, they will not be on Maples, who delivers his first pitch to Tyler Danbaum. That's deep into center field. Jordan going back. He'll make the catch. That's deep enough to bring in Cutter from third, although that one was a lot closer than I expected it to be on a very good throw from Jordan in center. And so Cutter was fortunate that he didn't by any means lollygag home on that one, as that will now make it a 4-1 Dickinson lead. Runner on second and 1 away. And that'll bring up to bat the right fielder, number 1, Christian Tibor. He also platoons behind home plate. As the next pitch is going to be on the way. First pitch to Tibor. That'll be in there for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Tibor now looking to get it going. He's the 6-hole batter. Soblik in the on-deck circle. Coming set again is going to be Maples, who will kick and fire. The lefty will get the chase for strike number 2. As they're going to call that one a foul tip back into the glove of Burke. And that will push the runner in Hecker back to second base. No balls and 2 strikes now on Tibor. May as well look in and get the sign. It comes set. Here comes the 0-2 offering. And that will be a tough ball take there by Tibor, and he gets a ball in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now looking to see if he can battle back. Maples again ready to go. The lefty will kick and deliver. He's going to miss downstairs in the dirt, and Burke unable to find it. It was underneath his back heel. But Hecker did not take the chance to gamble to get down to third base and remain at second. That'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second and 1 away. Maples again will get ready. He'll come set on the hill. Now the 2-2 pitch after a long pause and a couple of looks up to second. Catches the outside corner for a called strike number 3 on Tibor. And now that'll be 2 away in this bottom half of the 5th inning. Dickinson looking to see if they can get their 5th run of the game across. They got 3 in the bottom of the 4th, 1 so far here in the 5th, and they have 1 more in scoring position. Here before the at-bat, we saw third base coach for Dickinson have some words for Soblik, who will step back into the right-handed side. Soblik overdue so far in the game. Coming set again on the hill is Maples. Here comes the first pitch to Soblik. And that one's going to be sent over into right field. Going back is going to be Nelson. It's over his head, and he won't be able to reel in the catch. Soblik has his eyes on three. Nelson fires it in all the way over. Going to be cut off by Deaver, and he fires it into third base, and they say not in time. And over at third base, Schindler is beside himself. He knew he had him out there in the corner. Still shaking his head, and the Minot coaches are staying pat where they're at on that one. That'll now make it a 5-1 game here in this bottom of the fifth inning. Maples taking a look out at his outfield as he waits for the next batter to come up. Malachi Medina will step into the right-handed side of the batter's box. Maples again coming set. Here comes the first offering, taking on the outer half for strike number one. No balls and one strike. More pitching activity in the bullpen for the Vistas. They now trail by 4, their largest deficit of the game. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike number 2. The Vistas has the lead through this one until the bottom half of the fourth inning when they struck with 1 run in the top of the first. And we sit now here 5-1 as Maples again will get the sign and deliver. Swung on and missed by Medina for the third out of the inning. But not before 2 more runs come across to make it 5-1 in favor of the Rough Riders over top of the Vistas. But there are still 2 innings to go, and Minot comes up to bat in the top half of the 6th inning. We'll be back for that in 1 minute.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't grill it.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Mike, we're back here for American Legion State Baseball action from Ovid Stadium in Williston. We have back on the mound for the Dickinson Rough Riders is going to be Simeano for his next inning of service. It'll be the 6th inning of work. Brody Mueller up to bat. It is Mueller, Nelson, and Deaver, 3-4-5 through the lineup. A trip through the heart of the order for Simeano. Next pitch is going to hit. Oh, he's going to bounce in front of Mueller. Couldn't quite tell with the long shadows in front of home plate if that one bounced or hit Mueller, as the next offering is on the way 2-0, and that one gets behind Mueller. So now it's a 3-0 count. Minot needs to accumulate 4 runs to force extra innings, 5 runs to win it in regulation here against the Rough Riders. The 3-0 pitch from Simeano, that one in there for strike number 1. The get me over fastball makes the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Mueller again will step back into the right-handed side, or the left-handed side of the batter's box, as he'll chase the next pitch upstairs for strike number 2. Working the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mueller 1 for 1 so far in the game. Looking to push that out to a multi-hit game, and the payoff pitch is on the way. Down and away for ball number 3. Mueller will draw the leadoff walk, and he will remain 1 for 1 on the game. That'll bring up to bat Jordan Nelson. Nelson, who was the starting pitcher, he'll stay into the game. First pitch to him will be away for ball number 1. Nelson now steps back into the right-handed side. Getting the lead off over at first is going to be Mueller. Coming set, Simiano. The next pitch just catches the outside corner with a slider for strike number 1 to even the count up at 1 apiece. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nelson back in the box. Short lead off the bag by Mueller. Next pitch, curveball, and it was Nelson who tried to dip his elbow down to take a piece of that ball. It missed him, but even if he would have gotten a piece of it, it likely would have been made to stay at the bag or at the plate. As now it's a 2-1 as that pitch still missed inside. This one's going to be down and away. Medina with a good snipe of that one in the dirt, and that will keep Mueller over at first base. Coming set again is going to be Simiano. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike number 2 and 4. A second straight bat, we will have a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. This time with a runner on first and none away. Simiano looks in, comes set. Here comes the payoff. Launched up into left center field. Going back is Soblik, and he'll circle around underneath it to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Nelson hit that one to about 345. Towards the 370 sign. Came up just a little bit short again. Wind pushing it back in, holding a few long launches today in the park. As that will now bring up to bat Carson Deaver, first baseman, number 16. Simiano again will get set to go on the hill. Next pitch, Deaver's going to send one down the first base line. Coming in hard is going to be Tibor. He'll bobble it off the top of his gloves, and they're going to call a foul ball on it. That one looked to be very close down the line as Tibor was straddling the line when he made contact. So you have to give way to that umpire who was standing right down the line on his judgment call on that one as Tibor just crossing midway over the line when he was in midair when he made contact. So now it'll be an 0-1 count after just a foul ball from Deaver. He'll look to see if he can't get one in there again. As the next pitch is going to be wild away to the backstop. Mueller easily into second base. And now that will be a runner in scoring position and one away for Deaver. Was a chance to get one back for the Vistas in this top of the 6th inning. Looking to crack into it, at least get 1 or 2 runs to make it a manageable task in the 7th inning to complete the comeback. Dickinson looks to hold and advance on to play tomorrow. Here comes the next pitch. That one lifted high into the air into shallow center field. Coming in hard is going to be Soblik. Chasing hard, not able to get there. Everyone's going to be safe. That ball got pushed in to about 5 feet within the edge of the infield. Soblik had to make that trip the whole way. It kept on coming back and back and back, just not carrying it all after it was launched so high in the air. And Deaver reaches safely with the highest, shortest pop fly into right center field I think I've ever seen. So hats off again to Nick Soblik. He covered a ton of ground to try to get that one. As now Simiano will come back on the hill. Deschamps in. Deschamps going to lift one over to right field. Tibor going over for it, coming back in, and that'll be the second out of the inning. A well-hit ball by Oliver Deschamps. And Tibor just about misplayed that one. His first few steps were racing back, then hit the brakes and came back in. As a lot of these balls are launched high and deep in the outfield, the first inclination is to go back on them until you adjust to what the wind is doing to the ball, then have to come back in. As now it is going to be the right fielder, number 15, Drew Jordan, coming up to the plate. Jordan with 2 on and 2 away, now looking to see. And it looks to be Medina maybe losing a contact behind home plate or had to put one back in. But now it looks like he is all set to go as time is back in and Jordan into the left-handed side. Simiano will come set on the hill. Now the first pitch to Jordan. Catches the top outside corner of the zone to the lefty Jordan for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. No one has come across yet for the Vistas. They're looking to see if they can capitalize with 2 on. A rolled over ground ball down the first base line. Foul for strike number 2. And now the Vistas down to their final strike of this top half of the 6th inning. They will still have the top half of the 7th to try to mount a comeback in what is now a 4-run lead for Dickinson. Jordan again back in. 2 on, 2 away. 0-2 count. Simiano comes set. Delivery is going to be off the outside corner for ball number 1. And the Vistas survive for at least 1 more offering here in the 6th inning. Getting the lead off of first base is Deaver. Still playing tight to the bag on second. Mueller now stretches out as Simiano will come set. He'll deliver the 1-2. That one just off the outside corner as well. Medina trying to frame it back in to steal the strike 3. No such luck. And that'll even up the count now at 2 balls apiece. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both runners will be off on contact with 2 away. That next pitch just off the outside corner as well. That's 3 straight right in the same spot from Simiano, just a hair off the zone. And that'll now be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 away. Runners will be off on the pitch. That'll be swung on and missed, and no one to say it's going to be a foul tip back. And holding up his hand is Jordan after that one. I'm not sure if he's signaling to his guys in the field or something, but now it is Hecker coming over from third base, wondering if he has picked something up that he's noticed to relay over to Simiano. Will now come set again on the hill. Here comes the next payoff. That one misses inside, and that's going to be strike number 3 to end the inning. Jordan at the plate, not happy with that one, but the Vistas strand 2 runners on. It'll be no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on. After now 5.5 complete, it is still a 5-1 Dickinson lead over Minot. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th inning in 1 minute.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't really
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Mike, we're back here for American Legion State Tournament action here from Williston. Hiram Maples back on the hill for his next inning of work. First pitch into Camden Kubas will be in there for strike number 1. Maples back up onto the hill quickly. Kubas now ready to go into the right-handed side. Here comes the lefty's next offering. Misses downstairs in the dirt for ball number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the leadoff batter, top half or bottom half of inning number 6. Next pitch is going to be tagged up into right field. Nelson there casually makes the catch for the first out of the inning. He didn't have to move his feet an inch to make that one, as that'll be out number 1. Now wrapping back to the top of the lineup for Dickinson. It'll be shortstop number 5, Jack Price, stepping up for his next at-bat. Price so far in the game 1 for 2. Here comes the next pitch. That one catches the outside corner for strike number 1. Price again getting back into that right-handed side of the box, looking for another knock. Here comes the 0-1. That one also catches the outside corner, as a lot of the Dickinson faithful in attendance thought that one was a little bit downstairs. Price again ready to go. Maples will step off the mound. And Price now waiting for time to be called back in, is ready to go. Maples with the 0-2 pitch. Misses away for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. In the on-deck circle is left fielder number 2, Jake Balliet, for the Rough Riders. As Maples now with the 1-2 pitch, misses away again with the fastball for ball number 2, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maples looking for punch out here, and he'll be getting it from Price as he chases one up and away for the second out of the inning. And now that will be the left fielder number 2, Jake Balliet, coming up to bat next. And he'll be followed up by designated hitter number 3, Kyler Caderna. Balliet now into the left-handed side. He is 0 for 1 so far in the game. First pitch he sees, catches that outside corner for strike number 1 from Maples, who now works his way back up onto the hill. No one on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and 2 away. That one also catches the corner for strike number 2. So some very tough calls here in this bottom half of the 6th inning. Again, getting to go. There's a big one lifted into left center field. Racing over is going to be Jordan from center to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. As a dangerous looking inning, but it ends up no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on after 6 complete. It is a 5-1 Dickinson lead. 3 more outs for Mike Cooter back here for American Legion State Tournament Baseball here from Williston. Next batter up for Minot is going to take the first pitch across the heart of the plate for strike number 1. It is Hiram Maples for the Vistas as he digs back in. Simiano with the next offering. That one misses off the outside corner for ball number 1. Maples hitting in the 3-hole. Excuse me, no, he's hitting down in the order as he launches one over into left field, but that'll be right at Balliet, who will back up a step and make the catch for out number 1 as Maples flies out to left for the first out of the inning. And now it'll be down to number 5, Tegan Schindler. Maples, who was in for Stewart. So it's 8-9-1 now for the Vistas to look to see if they can't spark something here against Dickinson. Schindler stepping into the left-hand side of the batter's box. Simiano now kicking and delivering the first pitch. That one misses upstairs for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Back in again is Schindler. He'll tap the plate and get ready to go. Simiano with the 1-0. That one's going to be sent into center field. Soblik holding on it, drifting to his left, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Now 1 out separates Dickinson from advancing to play the 3 o'clock game tomorrow here up against West Fargo. And now that'll be up to the leadoff batter, number 6 and shortstop, Trey Stewart. Stewart steps in over 3 so far in the game. Simiano with the first pitch, and that one will be just off the outside half for ball number 1. Simiano has had not much luck on that outer half here through the back half of this game, and we'll see if he decides to go back there. That one's going to be sent up in a charge over into left field. Balliet chasing it. He's going to rally underneath it and make the catch as Dickinson has defeated Minot by the final of 5-1, sending the Vistas home and advancing on to play West Fargo tomorrow at 3 p.m. That'll be the second game of the day. Our first one is going to be at noon, and that'll be against Fargo Post 400 and the Mandan Chiefs. We're going to take a quick 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Montreal Williams Electric Co-op post-game show, as well as name the American Legion player of the game. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Thanks for coming out to the ballpark. See you tomorrow at noon.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't really
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
All right, well, welcome back once again. Apparently there's no audio for the post-game show there, so we'll just come right to your Blazing Rewards Buffalo Wild Wings tournament bracket update here. So with the win, Dickinson will take on West Fargo tomorrow at 3 p.m. with the 5-1 victory over Minot, and Minot's season comes to a conclusion. So that leaves us to 4 remaining teams that could possibly win the state championship. Mandan, Fargo Post 400, West Fargo, and Dickinson are the 4 that are in the running for it right now. So it'll start tomorrow with our coverage at 12 noon for the Mandan Chiefs and the Fargo Post 400 Stars. The winner will get the automatic bid to the championship game. The loser of that game will come down to play the winner of West Fargo and Dickinson for a chance to get back into the championship game. And it should be a fun final couple of games going into that championship game tomorrow. We got 3 games for you tomorrow. We have, we have 2 games for sure. We'll have the 12 noon game between Fargo Post 400 and Mandan. And then we'll have the 3 p.m. game between West Fargo and Dickinson. If West Fargo wins or if Fargo Post 400 loses, then we'll have coverage of that 6 p.m. game tomorrow night for you here on MSPN as well. So there's a look at your updated bracket, and thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said in the last game, I think I have enough material for maybe a 20-minute pregame show, so tune in about 11:40-ish. We'll be on the air live from our Dean Offutt Stadium in Williston for the Fargo Post 400 Stars and the Mandan Chiefs. Should be a fun game. I mentioned it way back in the beginning of the season when Mandan came to Fargo Post 400 for a conference doubleheader. That was one of my favorite matchups to do each year. And to have that matchup for a chance at the state championship game, couldn't ask for a better outcome there on a personal level. So, all right, well, I'll wrap it up, and we'll talk to you again soon.
The proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online by searching MSPNDTV on YouTube and X to find broadcast schedules, on-demand broadcasts, and more. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.